Hello, thank you for joining me for today's 12 Days of Christmas presentation. My name is Tracy Held. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia. Let me show you my project and then we'll discuss what's going into it. Okay, so this is what we're going to make today. My project is actually going to be a two-parter. So today we're going to make the box, and tomorrow we're going to make the bits that go inside the box. You've got 5 tags and 5 3x3" little note cards. The suite that I'm using is the Whimsy and Wonder suite, and unfortunately that's one of the ones that's actually going to be retired. So if you want it, make sure you get your order in early because it's only going to be available while stocks last. So in the suite, we have the Whimsical Trees dies. You've also got the, I think it's called the Christmas trees. Okay, try that one again. So the Whimsical Trees stamps. Then there's the Christmas trees dies. And you've got dies that coordinate with all the stamps. I haven't got all of them with me now because we're not going to be using them today. The only 2 that we're using today is that one, which gives that cutout effect, and the tree, but you've obviously got all the others. And then the DSP in the suite is absolutely beautiful. Let's try and get it facing the right way up. So those are your one side, and then the reverse side has got sort of subtler patterns, but they are quite strong colors. I think I'm on about my 3rd pack of DSP and I just can't stop using it. And the suite also comes with this Blushing Bride frayed grosgrain ribbon. So really pretty ribbon. It's got the texture to it. And what I'm adding to the suite, which doesn't come with it, and this we're going to use tomorrow, is the Tailored Tags dies. So these are in the annual catalogue, so they're still available. These are really nice for making your tags. And I'm going to be using the metallic mesh ribbon. Okay, so let's get started making my box. I will have all the measurements in the description, so you'll be able to pick them all up from there. But we're going to start with some scoring. So starting with the box, I have a piece of cardstock that is 21 centimeters by 18.5 centimeters, which is 8.5 inches by 7.25 inches. And I'm going to score that at 3.5 centimeters all round. So same measurement, it doesn't matter whether it's the long side or the short side. We're going the same measurement all the way around. And if you're working in inches, that would be 1 5/8 inches. Now, not going to put my cutter away just yet. I'm going to do the scoring on my lid. So my lid is 18 centimeters by 15.5 centimeters, which will be 7 1/8 inches by 6.25 inches. And I'm going to score this just under 2 centimeters all round. So where I'm saying just under, we want it sort of just a paper width under that 2 centimeter. So that's going to be just over your I don't know, just over your little line, below that 2 centimeter. I've decided that everybody should have the trimmer, and so we should be able to talk inches and centimeters, and everybody can just see exactly where we are. And my last piece that I'm going to score is just for the divider inside the box over here. So that's going to be 13.5 by 3 centimeters, which is 7 3/8 by about 1¼ inches. And I'm going to score that on either end at 1 centimeter, which would be your 3/4 inch. Yeah, Sharon, I think that I'm going to be very sad when this sweet is gone. I was hoping that it was going to get carried over, but unfortunately no. Okay, so let's make up our box. And it's a really easy box to make. So all that I'm doing is folding along my score lines. And then I'm going to cut the corner tabs, and we're just going to notch those so that they go in and stick better. I hope that you've watched the other presentations so far. I think that everybody's come up with some really exciting projects, and of course we've still got another few days to go. We're almost halfway there. Okay. Right. Now we're going to just pull the box together. So you could use tear and tape, or you could use your stamping seal. I like using the liquid glue because it gives me that little bit of extra time to correct things if I haven't got things exactly lined up. But when it sticks, it sticks. It's not going to come loose. Somebody said you could stick stones with this glue. It won't come loose. Okay. Okay, so really easy. There's our box. Just make sure it's all stuck nicely. And then we're going to do pretty much the exact same thing with the lid. So fold down along your score lines. Cut and notch your tabs. I normally go alternate sides, but that one I did on the same side. Oh well, it doesn't really matter as long as they all just go in and tie in. And again, glue on the tabs, and we're going to fold them in. So the reason that I notched the tabs here and not along the edge of the long pieces is because you're seeing those long pieces. They're on the outside, so we don't want them to have a slanted edge along the corner of the box there. There we go. And do a sanity check and just make sure that your lid fits on your box. Yes, it does. Okay, so we're all good. Now, you could actually decorate your box while it's, well, the lid while it's still flat, but I prefer to do it, make it up, just in case every now and again you may score in the wrong place or do something wrong, and then your lid doesn't fit, so you don't want to have gone and decorated the whole thing and then realize that this doesn't work. So check it first. Now the last thing that we want to do is just put our divider into the box. So we're going to fold on these score lines again, one going one direction and the other one going in the other direction. So we're making sort of a very long drawn out Z, and we need to see where we're putting the divider in the box. So I don't have blanks with me, but you could put, if you've got a tag and you've got one of your little envelopes, so just lay them down in the box so you can see where they're going to be positioned. You're putting glue on your little edges that you folded over and positioning that between the tag and the envelope, and we're just going to attach it to the side. Okay. And there's the inside of our box ready and waiting for us when we've done the bits to go on the inside. Right, now decorating the top of the box, we're going to take our piece of the Silver Stripe Designer Series paper, and that's going on the top. Now, if you wanted to, what you could do before you stick this is color the bit for your tree in the middle over here, and then cut that tree out before you stick it down so that it's going to be covered up and you're then not wasting your Designer Series paper. But I've just used the full piece for now. Then we're going to take our piece of Blushing Bride cardstock and we're sticking this beautiful snowflake piece on top of it. I have to say, anything that's sparkly gets my vote, and this just has such beautiful silver sparkles in this paper. And I think what I really like about it is the alternative colors. It's just so different for Christmas, and yet the colors just work so perfectly. Alright, so we're going to stick that on top there. Now what I'm going to do is, let's just move this out the way for a minute, is I've got a piece of my silver stripy DSP, and I'm going to take my Blushing Bride ink and my blending brush, and we're going to color this DSP so that it's got that Blushing Bride pinky look to it. So it is a pretty subtle color, and obviously you can put more or less on to make it as dark or as just slightly pink as you like. I'm hoping that you can see that it is coloring. Let's see if I show you, if we put the white against the pink, can you see the difference in the color there? I hope that's obvious. Okay. And then all that you're going to do is take your die and run it through your cut and emboss machine, and you have a pink striped tree. Alright, now I've cut out one of these. This one I went with the sort of very silver, or the shiny silver in the silver specialty pack. You've got the 3 different colors. This is the middle one. It's got a slightly more of a purple tinge to it, but I thought that that actually worked quite nicely with the pink DSP. So we're going to, what I should have done, which I didn't, is put adhesive sheet on the back of this. That adhesive sheet works like a dream, especially with these fine die cuts. I usually always use the adhesive sheet, but I was just in a hurry to get this cut out, so I didn't. But yeah, it just saves you getting your glue all over everywhere, because glue has a tendency to rush all over. And then we'll put some dimensionals on the back of our tree. Make sure that you don't have hair stuck to the back of the dimensionals. If you're anything like me, your hair is everywhere. And then what I've done is I've cut out a whole lot of the stars and the baubles, which are also part of the suite. It's quite nice. It's one little die, but you get, I think it's 5 stars and 8 baubles every time you cut out. So that just makes it quick. You can cut lots of them all together, but they are teeny tiny once you've cut them out. And I'm going to just tie my bow first and put the bow, then we can see where we want all the other things. So this ribbon is really nice ribbon. It's in the annual catalogue as well, and it ties really nicely. You know how sometimes you just fight with the ribbon where it doesn't want to tie nice bows? This one is never a problem. It just goes where you want it to go and always ties beautiful bows. Let's just cut it down a bit. Glue dot. And we'll put the bow on the bottom over there. And then I can stick my stars and baubles. Baubles on the tree. Again, be careful with your liquid glue, because these baubles are really little. So you just want a very little squish of glue, because otherwise you're going to have glue all over. And I have to say, I'm not very good with working with tweezers. I just like using my fingers. I know some of the ladies work with tweezers and they make it look so easy, which may be easier when you're working with these tiny little bits, but That's okay. My fingers are working. I will get covered in glue, but I always say that if you're not covered in ink and glue, then you haven't had fun. So as long as I come out all sticky, I've had fun. Hopefully you're having fun watching me get all sticky. And we're all happy. There we go. Okay, now we're definitely getting 2 sticky fingers because I don't want to come off my fingers, but that's okay. Only all trees took this quick to decorate. And let's just scatter a few stars. Of course, if you wanted to go and add some rhinestones or whatever for extra bling, you can go and do that, but I'm quite happy with my little box over here. So that's what we're making today. So be sure to come back and join me tomorrow, because we're then going to make all the bits for the inside. So my tags, I just like the tags, so I've done all 5 the same. Also because I think that making the 5 little cards is going to take us a little bit longer, so I didn't want to make it too drawn out for you. But let's do it like that so you can see those are the different designs that we're using for the little cards. You could maybe put a few little chocolates or something in the top there, and then there's a really cute little present for somebody for Christmas, and they can use it up. So I will be back, as I said, tomorrow. It's going to be the same time, so it's 2:30 in the afternoon my time. I don't know what the time is wherever everybody else is, but whatever it is, I'll be back here again tomorrow. I will have the measurements, so if you want to go and make the box, that you're ready to make the bits that go along with it with me tomorrow, I'll give you all that information. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day/evening. Have a good sleep. See you then. Bye.